Huh? Yeah. Exchange right, Alan? Yeah. They said we have to exchange, yeah?
Oh, again.
Yes.
Thank you.
Good.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Without shaking hands.
Yes, good. Please. Heads of agencies, excellencies, ladies and gentlemen, it gives me a great pleasure to have the opportunity to give this remark on the signing of the United Nations Sustainable Development Cooperation Framework. First of all, I would like to acknowledge the staunch partnership of Ethiopia with the UN agencies on various areas of cooperation and their indispensable support to the national development agenda. The UN agencies have been contributing for the socio-economic progress of Ethiopia with their diversified and specialized areas of intervention, which is very comprehensive and involves many sectors, which is very important on human development, on social services, on economic growth, environment and sustainability areas, and also on institution building, institutions of democracy, peace, and security. The support on transforming the economy from agrarian to industry-based economy.
We don't seem to hear anything.
We can hear you, but not the...
Yeah, no, there's nothing from the event itself.
Can you hear me now?
There's nothing because it hasn't started yet.
I think are we muted? Are we muted? Are we muted?
We're waiting for that to be ready. I think they're muted on the end because...
It seems like we're muted.
Can you hear us? So it's a global event, eh? It's not only Ethiopia event.
Okay, do you hear us now?
Now you hear us now? Okay. Yeah. Heads of agencies, excellencies, ladies and gentlemen, it gives me a great pleasure to have this opportunity to give remark on socio-economic progress of Ethiopia with their diversified and specialized areas of intervention in many sectors, on human development, on institution building, on economic growth, as well as on environment and sustainability agenda, which are the 4 pillars of this sustainable development cooperation framework. The support on transforming the economy from the agrarian to industrial-based economy, mainly through commercialization of agriculture sector, increasing production and productivity of the economy, and establishing the agro-industrial parks and the provision of technical support have been very much appreciable and important. The UN system has also been playing vital roles in supporting the government on basic social services, particularly reaching the vulnerable section of the society in various parts of the country, providing complementary effort for the climate change adaptation, mitigation, and resilience building, as well as playing catalyzing roles to creating enabling environment for other actors have also been vital aspects of the intervention. Still, there are a lot of insufficient. It's insufficient compared to the growing demand of the country, and which has informed this partnership between Ethiopia and the UN. Excellencies, ladies and gentlemen, we believe that the cooperation framework we signed today with a total of estimated $7.1 billion US. In fact, it will be more when we mobilize more resources, is a planned support of the UN agencies and to minimize its health and socio-economic impact. That's a very commendable plan, which is coordinated well with her able leadership of my sister, and it is being implemented. While implementing the programs and the projects enshrined under the cooperation framework that we signed today, I strongly believe that effective monitoring and evaluation of the programs are very important to measure how well we are adherent to the right path to achieve the desired results. In this regard, I would like to assure you that the government is committed to strengthen the monitoring and accountability system that can immensely contribute for the success of our cooperation. The government also expects a stronger coordination among the UN agencies to make bigger impact on the areas of intervention that needs complementary effort. That coordination mechanisms are very important. Moreover, since most of the resources are pledged and is to be available during the implementation period, a strategic and a strong resource mobilization performance is expected from the UN agencies. I would also like to express that the government is ready to work with you to mobilize resources needed for the cooperation framework to be carried out as planned. In conclusion, once again, I would like to take this opportunity to thank all of you and yourself for your contribution to make this document final, and the government remains committed to actively engage with you throughout the implementation of the cooperation framework. I thank you for your attention. Welcome.
I am pleased to be here to sign the United Nations Sustainable Development Cooperation Framework 2020 to 2025 on behalf of the United Nations country team in Ethiopia, together with you, Your Excellency. The cooperation framework is one of the cornerstones of the UN development system reform process initiated by the UN Secretary General Antonio Guterres. The reform is about making the UN fit for purpose to deliver on Agenda 2030, the boldest and most ambitious agenda ever adopted to try to eradicate poverty in the world. Its ambitions are high, its urgency is great, and its timeline is short. For this agenda, like the 10-year perspective plan, we have 10 years to deliver on the promises we made. Within the reform, the cooperation framework has been placed as the most important instrument for planning and implementation of the UN development support to help countries accelerate progress towards the 2030 agenda. It represents the renewed commitment of the United Nations to support Ethiopia's development priorities and contribute to the achievement of the SDGs in the country in an integrated manner, with a commitment to leave no one behind, in particular the most vulnerable and marginalized, respecting human rights and other international standards and obligations. And adapted to climate change. Excellencies, ladies and gentlemen, colleagues, the framework aims to address long-term trends rather than simply the here and now, emphasizing transformational change that deals with structural factors. It embraces the humanitarian, development, and peace nexus, which is crucial to ensure sustainable development for all, everywhere across the country, in the regions, the waradas, and the zones. We, however, cannot deliver on these commitments alone and in a vacuum. We must now meet the challenge of providing what I call integrated assistance that connects and cuts across all the SDGs and that embraces the impact of the current health and socioeconomic crisis of COVID-19. In practice, this means effectively and coherently linking diverse partners and sources of expertise from government, from parliament, from civil society, the private sector, academia, and a full range of international organizations. We will think and act innovatively and differently to strengthen the economy, communities, and societies, and emerge as a united front ready to handle the shocks and crises that will inevitably come. As you've rightly said, Your Excellency, the framework is ambitious and will require a large amount of funding. At this point in time, $7.1 billion. With the support of our development partners, we will work hard to not only mobilize the resources required to meet the results, but also ensure they are used efficiently and effectively. Before closing, let me express my gratitude to the government and to you, Your Excellency, and staff, as well as to my colleagues, the United Nations country team, for the tireless efforts to develop this essential document that guides our collective action in the coming years. I would also like to thank all the partners, our partners, for sharing with us their inputs. We commemorate 75 years of the UN this year, and I don't need to remind everyone that Ethiopia, as a founding member of this multilateral institution, has a vested interest, as all member states, to see that we all succeed for the benefit of the people we have promised to serve. Finally, I'd like to express my confidence in the strong and committed leadership of my colleagues, the members of the whole United Nations country team. I'm wishing you all a happy Ethiopian New Year. Melkam Addis Amet. I thank you.